So, welcome back to another episode of The Boring Wisdom. So, in this video, we are going to be understanding how to focus on what truly matters. So, in the modern day, we are overwhelmed by the choices, the commitments, the task, our so-called to-do list, which includes of 10, sometimes 20 tasks. So, in this video, we'll understand the disciplined pursuit of less. How can you get more output with the less input? And we'll understand it through a book which is called as Essentialism, Essentialism by Greg McKeown, which basically offers a way to cut through the noise and focus only on what matters the most. So let's uncover the secret of living more intentional and impactful life. So, as the grandpa said, never go into a war where you don't understand the enemy. So, let's understand the enemy first. Let's start with the problem. So, our problem is pretty simple. We want to do it all. Yes, my friend, we want to do it all. We live in a world of endless choices and demands. Every single day, we see something new and we want to do it. We see affiliate marketing working, we want to do it. We see some guy doing dropshipping and making $1 million, we want to do it. We see some guy making money from YouTube, we want to do it. Every single thing we see, we want to do it. And the hard truth is, we cannot do it all, and we even shouldn't. Why would you want to do everything at once? This is what essentialism teaches us. It teaches us how to filter out the noise and focus on what truly matters and live a life of purpose where you have some sort of goal that you run after, not some sort of vague Instagram reel that you run after. So let's explore this game changing mindset that can actually be really effective for the long term. So let's understand the core idea of essentialism. So, essentialism is not about getting more done in less time, it's about getting done the right things, right? It is a disciplined way of thinking that helps you identify what's essential and eliminate what's not. Let's imagine that you just focus on the activity and the choices that brings the greatest value to your life. Say for example that what is essential if you want to make $1,000. Essential things are maybe working on your skills, essential things are working on how you speak, essential things are this particular thing. And what is not essential? Scrolling Instagram, not essential. Going out with your friends on pub and clubs, not essential. This thing, not essential. Don't do that. Eliminate those things out of your schedule and do the things that are essential. This is the only promise that this book will give you, is it will give you a disciplined pursuit of less. Do less but better. So just remove all of the things that does not give you any output and add on more and more things that give you more output for less input. So now let's do a little bit of mindset shift. So one of the key principles of essentialism is recognizing that saying yes to everything spreads you too thin. Say for example that you want to work on this project and then you make one more promise to another friend that you will also help him with some another project. Then you have another work from your home, you say yes to that. You have another request from a friend, you say yes to that. You have some client project, you say yes to that. You see a YouTube video, you say yes to that I'm going to do YouTube or some things like that. And when you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing. And that's how it works. Every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So often the things that matters the most gets left out. So essentialism is about making the tough choice and saying no gracefully but firmly to the distraction and to the people whose work you don't have to do. So the basis of this book, the basis of concept of essentialism is all about doing less and getting more. Less input, more output. So what is the step-by-step process of it? How do you actually get started with it? So this is just a 3-step simple process. So let's start with the step number 1. Explore what's essential. Filter out all the noises. This is the first step in essentialism, is that you have to identify the vital few among the trivial many. Say for example that you maybe have an idea that you want to work on maybe machine learning, you want to build an aesthetic body, then you want to learn about neuroscience, then you want to build a course, then you want to write an ebook, then you want to do YouTube, then you want to also get famous on TikTok or Instagram, things like that. So you have a bunch of different options, you have a bunch of different things that you want to do, but now you have to sit down and actually identify what are the things that are going to give me the best possible output with the least possible amount of work. I'm not saying that be lazy and do automation, passive income, and stuff like that. No, I'm saying that just narrow down your focus to one or two things, or maybe three, and just focus on those things. And just ask yourself, use a simple criteria that does this align with my values? Does it contribute to my long term goals? Or am I just doing it for the short term? Or am I just doing it because everyone is doing it? Or maybe it looks cool or something like that? If the answer is no, that it does not contribute to my long term goals, that's not essential. Focus on fewer things, but ensure they are the right ones. Step number two, eliminate what's not. So the step number one was to find out what exactly is essential, and the step number two is eliminate what is not. Like cut out the non-essential stuff. You have to create some space for what matters. So remove all the distraction. This means saying no to the obligations, activities, and even sometimes a relationship that does not serve your core purpose. So remember, it's not just about managing your time better, it's about reclaiming your time better. It is a clutter free schedule that leads to a clutter free mind. So you cannot have a free mind without a free schedule. So you have to have a strong, powerful schedule, not a very busy schedule where you are just constantly busy but not getting accomplished anything. You have to do less and get the most. This is how essentialism works. So, step number three, execute with ease. You have to make your execution very, very effortless. So, once you have identified and prioritized what is essential for you, you have to set yourself up for success by simplifying your environment and routines. So, you don't rise up by the level of goals, but you fall to the level of your systems. You have to remove obstacles and batch similar tasks and build habits that support your goals. You have to just create a system so strong that by extension you achieve your goals. Say, for example, that I want to become a YouTuber, that is a goal. So, we're uploading videos every single day, writing scripts, improving thumbnails, or maybe working on editing and things are the part of the system that I have to do. These are the things that I have to do that will by extension help me to achieve my goal. The easier it is to focus on the essential, the more consistently you'll do it. So make it easy and try to do it every single day consistently, because that is the key to success. And one of the most important thing you have to understand is that your time is precious. So as an essentialist, you have to be really choosy about your time. Set boundaries and learn to say no without any guilt, and build in time for rest and reflection. So, McKeown, the author of this book, Essentialism, emphasizes that sleep and downtime are no indulgence; they are necessities for peak performance. If you need a sleep of 8 hours, it does not necessarily mean that you're lazy. It means your body needs that sort of sleep, and it's not necessarily an indulgence. It's not necessarily a sign of laziness or something like that. It's a necessity for your body. But if you don't even perform well, then that's a problem. But if you take 8 hours of sleep and then you perform in just 4 hours a really great output, then that's fantastic. You need that 8 hours of sleep. So you have to just understand your body a lot, and all of this comes from like trials and errors. You have to like go through a long enough period of time, maybe 6 months, 8 months. You have to try a bunch of different routines and things and all of those things in order to just understand how your body actually operates. So just experiment a lot and you will start to learn a lot about your body. Lastly, focusing on the essential stuff, focusing on important stuff, does not just improve your productivity, it elevates the quality of your work and life. Instead of being average at many things, you'll be exceptional at a very selective few things. This is where the real impacts comes from. So now we talked about all the theoreticals, like what is essentialism and how do you do that, what is the step-by-step process, but how you can possibly apply this to your life. Like what is the step-by-step actual process that you can do right here, right now, that will get you most out of this book. So there is basically a three-step actionable process to it. First, you have to identify one area of your life where you are stretched too thin. Then the step number two is list your commitments and eliminate at least one non-essential task. Say for example that you list out 5 or 6 things that you want to do. Now eliminate one of them, just one of them which does not serve to your long-term goal. Just eliminate it. Like say for example that I had three things that I wanted to work on, like machine learning and deep learning. And then I had AVEX as my startup project that I'm working on. And then the third thing was YouTube. I want to do YouTube and Apex as my business for the long term, but machine learning and DL, I just wanted to learn. So I just cut it off. Even when I wanted to do it, I just cut it off. I made the hard choice and did it. I had to eliminate something in order to improve my game at YouTube, improve my game at my startup. I had to give it at least 3 hours of focused work to my startup in order to improve the system. So eliminate what is not essential for the long-term goal. And then the third step is set a clear priority for tomorrow. Just one thing. Set what you're going to do tomorrow. This is how you improve at your craft. So just understand that essentialism isn't just about productivity. It's about designing a life that you're proud of. It's about aligning your time, energy, and focus with your core value. So as McKeown says, if you don't prioritize your life, someone else will. Start today by making the disciplined pursuit of less for new normal. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't like this video, then put on a dislike if you want to. Then grab below the free resources. It's down in the description. You can just go and download it. So see you in the next one.